Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Retro Lunacy. Now, I'm outside today because the kids are doing yard work, and, well, I just needed some fresh air. And this is a very easy-to-play card game that can be taught in like a minute. So I figured I'd just go ahead, use my cell phone, and cover this game real quick. Retro Lunacy is a manacle matching card game. It's as simple as that. Basically, players have to match symbols, and their ultimate goal is to get rid of all of their cards. So without further ado, let's take a quick look at the components and see how the game is played. Okay, so here's a quick look at your components. Here's the box over here. Here's the deck of cards, and these cards contain basically two icons. And these icons match these larger pictures. You could ignore the larger pictures, honestly. All that's really important for players to look at are these two symbols here. You've got the shoe and you've got this suitcase. Another card has a blender and a refrigerator. And these are these symbols that players will be trying to match in order to empty their hand. So yeah, as you can see, there's a good fair amount of cards here. As far as the back of the box, it looks something like this. It supports 2 to 5 players. It's for ages 8 and up. The average play time is about 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. And my game also came with this Looney Labs product catalog. And these are the instructions here. As you can see, they are pretty simple, very easy to play, and there's not even a backside. So this is all it takes to learn how to play the game. So let's just quickly set something up, and I'll show you how it's played. Okay, so here's a quick look at what game setup might look like. What you're going to want to do is shuffle this deck here. Each player gets 7 cards to form their starting hand, but you want to keep these cards face down because there are no player turns, and players that have the ability to look at their cards before other players will be at an advantage. So each player receives 7 face down cards to start, and when you're ready to start the game, you'll look at them all at the same time. You'll also go ahead and put up so many discard piles, and the number of discard piles actually is determined by how many people are playing the game. In a 2-player game, for example, you'll want 4 discard piles. In a 3-player game, it's 3 discard piles, 4 players 2, and then finally 5 players is 1. Now, there are no player turns in this game, so like I said, when everyone's ready to start the game, then they'll go ahead and look at their hands. And there are no player turns, so as soon as you see a match, you're going to want to go ahead and just throw it into one of the discard piles. You're trying to match the symbols on the symbols of the cards in your hand to the symbols that are currently in the discard pile. Like there's this joystick over here, and it looks like a record player. So if I come over here into my hand, I noticed, hey, look, I have this joystick in my hand. So I can go ahead and play that because those two symbols match, and already I've gotten rid of 1 card. And every player is going to be doing this all at the same time. You cannot stack cards at the same time. Like, let's say that these 2 cards, okay, actually, this matches, and this matches. So let's say, I don't know if there's actually one of those out here. But let's just say that there is one of these symbols out here somewhere. I could not lay them down at the same time. I could only put down 1 at a time. So that's an important stipulation there. Now, whenever players all agree that they have no more cards that they can play at that point in time, and it could be that players want to hold on to their cards strategically. You know, they have a match available, but they're not going to put it down for strategic reasons, just so they can chain cards later on. They'll all agree to just draw a card from the deck. Again, this is done face down, so that players who draw first aren't at the advantage. And then when everyone's ready, they'll go ahead and add it to their hand and be able to look at it there. And then the first person that managed to get rid of all of their cards will win the game. Alright, so there you have it, a very brief look at Retro Lunacy. Apologies on the very informal video here, but again, I'm outside, I'm enjoying myself, and I just wanted to get this quick game review in. Now, Retro Lunacy isn't a bad game. I don't think it should be played over the long haul, really. It's really meant to be a filler in between longer games. My only real complaint in terms of the game itself is that the card quality is mediocre at best. I think the card stock could have been a little thicker, because if you're not careful, you can bend them. So that's really my own complaint, really. But other than that, like I said, it's a really quick filler, and can be enjoyed by, you know, any gamer. It could be like an adult, it could be a child. So it's a very family-friendly game. You don't have to worry about embarrassing yourself in front of your grandmother, that kind of thing. So yeah, Retro Lunacy. If you guys want to see my full review, you can at www.dadsgamingaddiction.com. If you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way you can keep up to date with any new content I've been to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.